Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Have I got a video for you guys today? So first off, it looks like Capcom released on their website some information that does seem to pertain in Japanese or imply that AB scenarios are actually returning into the game. Now this is confusing considering Capcom went to extensive lengths previously in marketing to deny that such thing would exist. Many fans, including myself, came to the speculation and theory that they might just be throwing out red herrings and lying. Capcom does this quite often to surprise people and give them a little bit of a thrill. It's not devious, it's fun, and essentially because they've revealed that surprise through their website, which is also through marketing when they originally were supposed to be using it as a marketing surprise, it's a little bit confusing, to be honest. It's a little bit confusing. We'll have to put that one down to some kind of management error or communication error, or the marketing team's just too large, who knows. Something obviously went wrong there, but it looks like AB scenarios are returning to the game, and so yes, it is great. We can have 15 years more debates over the law and canon of everything that properly happened and what time. So the second thing I want to talk about in this video is there's going to be some DLC, and I did theorize about this DLC, this exact specific DLC, quite interestingly, and it's a survivor package DLC for independent stories that we didn't get to see in the original game, and that, you know, I said Capcom has all sorts of stories that could be told, and they're doing exactly that, so let's get into it anyway. You must all be familiar with Robert Kendo. He's become a cult classic in the Resident Evil lore, although his appearance and actual effect on the story was very minimal, and it looks like Capcom's upping the ante in Resident Evil 2 by including a survivor DLC story. So I assume this story is going to be a little bit before Leon obviously came along, because we all understand what happens to Kendo, and I assume the gameplay is probably going to be a little bit similar to Dead Rising 1, with the having to protect, save, and, you know, kind of generally utilize and manage your daughter while you survive this mall-infested zombie apocalypse. I'm assuming his daughter is going to be the entity that you have to protect against the hordes and things, and I'm not sure how the gameplay is going to go, but that for sure seems to be quite likely. Now the second player is interesting. It's going to be the mayor's daughter. So again, another player that we know is killed off in the outbreak. Now again, this is interesting because this means we get to see the stories from kind of before the outbreak was experienced from Claire's and Leon's perspective, or maybe during the start, and this is quite an interesting one for sure. Now also, we have one last tale to tell, which is a USS operative. Nothing is known about him currently, but with the other two survivors already having a demise that will be confirmed, of course, due to it being in the original game, I don't think this guy might survive, but if he does, then he's the MVP, and we'll see where that goes. I'm assuming this guy is probably going to be one of the fallen soldiers though from Hunk's squad, so he's probably split up from him from the start. But the real interesting thing about all of these, of course, is that it enhances the lore for certain characters that we really wanted in the past. So now the lore's being not only enhanced with the original game, but through these DLCs as well. And I said that's really acceptable from Capcom from my perspective, and that's a really great way to make DLC instead of what they did with Resident Evil 7. And I guess they took some hints from the more story-orientated DLCs like the Daughters DLC and the Not a Hero DLC, and they're taking that inspiration and putting it into these ones. And I'm interested just to see how much they change up the lore and how much we get to know more about the story of Raccoon City, because there's a multitude of games covering Raccoon City, but there's just so much more to know, and they could add so many new layers to it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below about all of this, and if you did enjoy the video or learn something, please do leave a like, a share, and a subscribe. I just hope you're having a beautiful day. As always, take it easy, and peace.